Hello and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday. This is a weekly show which covers all the news from Star Citizen from the week just past. I am your host Mac, so let's get on with it. This week, 3.5 gets closer to Wave 1 release. We take a look into how Area 18 is coming along, plus we check in with the IT superstars who help keep CIG working worldwide. So before we begin, we'll just have a quick update on what's going on with 3.5 and the Evocati patch. Last night they released a patch which included Arccorp and the rest of 3.5. Hopefully this means it's only a few days from a Wave 1 release. The weekly newsletter did say wider PTU access is imminent, so it will not be long until we get our hands on it and I'll get to show it off on stream and make some YouTube videos. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, tick the little notification bell so you don't miss out when they go live. So Around the Verse this week kicked off looking at Area 18. Now this is Arccorp's main landing location, and they say it's kind of a cyberpunky style with a neon haze inspired by New York's Times Square. Currently they're looking into advertising to give it a very busy urban feel. They have hologram ads which do look amazing and involve many disciplines like props, visual effects, animations, environment art, and lighting. They've created this fizzy can style ad, which is what they call a hero ad, like a main feature of the location. And they're using this fictional brand called Fizz. You can see they use this geometry emitter and spawn particles to give this rain effect to represent the fizz of the can. What's very interesting about this is that they're able to get these particles to interact with the player and the ground, so they'll bounce off the player's head and shoulders in a realistic manner. Now obviously that's cool in its own right, but what gets me really interested is whether this effect could be applied to planetary weather effects like rain or snow, for example. Maybe settling on the shoulders of the player or bouncing off dynamically. If they could do that, it would really make the weather system something special, and we are obviously yet to see anything to do with weather, so my fingers are very much crossed. They did spend some time creating signage from other in-law fictional brands which will be dotted around the Area 18. They picked out certain brands that have not had much attention, like foods like torpedo burritos and Gelbies. I'm also hoping that this Adira Falls apartments are the Arccorp's equivalent to the L19 residences of Lawville. All these ads will add life and colour to the environment, giving a bit more movement as well that we haven't seen in locations before. Now they did say that next week we'll see more on Area 18 with the lighting artists, but all in all that's a pretty nice feature. Next up was to do with the Projectile Manager. This is a piece of core tech coming in 3.5. It basically helps optimize the weapon projectiles, and for the test case that I'm showing now, they took 200 weapons and fired them all at once, which resulted in a PARD sort of 10 frame rate. Very low. With this new Projectile Manager, they're able to maintain a solid 60 FPS, meaning that when all these epic space battles and planet-side battles kick off, we should see buttery smooth frames. To finish off in ATV, they had a nice little feature which looked into 3 of many of the lore holidays that are coming down the line. The first one is called Stella Fortuna, which is it started in the 23rd century, and it encourages people to venture out and be brave on their own. Basically, it's an interplanetary holiday which was celebrated originally between Earth and Mars when we first started becoming spacefaring. The next one is called Triggerfish, and this is on April the 1st. It's basically an updated April Fool's Day. Time to give good-natured pranks, and when you do so, you yell Triggerfish at them. This originated from a non-existent planet in the Magnus system, which residents of Magnus would try and convince people during the 27th century that this planet existed. Basically, anyone who would go to look for it were called Triggerfish, and so the name stuck ever since. The final one is called Pax Humana, and now this is to celebrate former and current members of the armed services on November the 8th, 2308, when the UNE decided we all needed to unite as one group of people to aid in humanity's expansion. So basically all the armed forces of all the countries came to the Senate building in New York to show off that we are one force. It's still celebrated today, and personally that's my favourite. It would be most epic to get to New York and then see all these huge ships like the Javelin and the military mites come flying past and hovering overhead. Looking forward to some of these events. Anyway, that was ATV, guys. Let's move on to Reverse the Verse. So this week's Reverse the Verse was chatting to the IT guys from the UK, Texas and LA. As you can expect, a lot of the talking was techie stuff, way above my level of understanding. Plus, most of the talk was about the guests, about CitizenCon. I've only really included the bits that I felt were relevant. These guys are pretty much the backbone to CIG and help in all areas of the game and its development, from setting up events, publishing live builds, and so on. It is great to get them in front of the camera because they are kind of the unsung heroes. But the first question was, what is the current standard developer PC? And they said the CitizenCon builds are always very, very high-end. They said it's the 8086K 6-core CPU with 32GB of RAM, an Asus TUF motherboard, completely water-cooled. They also get the Optane drives from Intel. They said due to the build's stability now, they have a good mixture of cards, so they didn't really specify what graphics cards they use. Next question is to do with Star Citizen's infrastructure and what are the problems of pushing such a large game build across the world. Now, one of the issues is storage, but the biggest issue they say is just latency. Basically, they say it's a physics issue. It can't move faster than the speed of light. And the third and final question that I've picked out of this is, are they hiring? And they say yes, they need 2 network engineers, 2 senior systems engineers and help desk operators. They're also open to anything or anyone with in terms of IT, and CIG is different. It's so fast-paced. They're looking at all skill sets from junior to senior, and they said they encourage anyone who has an interest in that area to send in a CV because they do look at them all, and you never know, you might be the guy for them. Anyway, that was all I got from RTV. If you're interested in the IT side of things, it's definitely worth listening, but as I say, most of it was just their favourite moments of CitizenCon and just general chit-chat. So also this week, March Subscribers Flare has been sent out to all subscribers, which are the Venture Rust Society armors. A new lore post titled Marine 1 was released, which delves into the world of Star Marine. I do wonder if there will be any Star Marine or Arena Commander updates coming soon. February's monthly report is available, however I have created a separate video letting you know what's been going on over the studios in February. Do follow the link below if you'd like to watch that. And finally, with it being St. Patrick's Day, CIG have a promotion on for those interested. Over the weekend they want you to send in your in-game party pics in a sort of a green haze, wearing as much green and so forth as possible. They also have a couple of ships available for sale. First is the return of the Emerald variant of the Constellation Phoenix, which was only available through the purchase of a Fortuna Deluxe pack, which has completely sold out. Second is a green Ursa Rover, which is still available now, should you wish to pick one up. I upgraded my normal Ursa to one because I do like the green, but then sooner or later we will be able to paint our own ships anyway. So that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share the video with all your friends. If you like what I do and want to help me make it better, follow the link below to my Patreon page to learn more.